Mm, 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 mm. Mm, mm, mm. Wow. Just using your imagination on this young. For real. Can you imagine what you can do? Just think about it. What would you do if you knew somehow, let's say if it happened like it did in the movies, right? You heard an old story. You know, you can do something that can help you get the wisdom of Solomon's minds, Solomon's mind, King Solomon's mind. Or was it King Solomon's minds, the material, like the gold? Hmm. But in this world, everything is stemmed from a thought. And just like you making bread in the morning, you thought about it first. You thought about making the bread. Although the materials are already there, available to you, but you had to think first about making the bread. And from that thought, you allow that energy to flow into the energy that cultivated you to gather the materials and blend them together and make the bread. Started with the thought first. So, simplicity of life. You already heard that story before of how to use the human mind. In the beginning was the thought. How to use the mind. Every story out there is telling about how the human mind and body works. How you can get to the greatest aspects. Your villain stories, how you can get over the bad spells, the anger that's inside. How you can balance it out with some good. How you not to be overly protective and let things flow. To be a good parent for yourselves. To be a good lover. To balance your energies inside. To be a good friend. To hold that woman's beautiful mind and heart joined with yours in a moment of divine clarity for self. And when you realize that we are all one, ourselves collide. Boom. Resonant frequency. What happens when a man and woman, when their frequencies align, their intentions align, they coalesce, they connect, they merge, and they create matter. From a thought, I decided to go out and on my way home to do some dancing and maybe get some cocktails when I was drinking. And I met a woman, the youngest one that was there. From my thought of stopping here, a place where I don't normally stop all the time, stopping here, two energies resonated and collided. It would not have normally made that path. But can you say it was destiny? You think about these things. Oh, it's a coincidence. It just happened to be there. Just happened to happen. But if you really reflect, you had a lot of coincidences like that in life. It just happened. You just brushed it off as nothing. That is you. That is your mind. We are part of everything. The mind, God, all eternal life being, all in infinite beings. In one form of evolution or another, communicating, help you evolve. Understand what this consciousness thing is all about, this life thing. No? Just think about it. If you're say you're an infinite being, and life is perfect. It's just the way it was programmed. So great. And there's no, you know everything, so there's really no learning because you can't experience life the way you read about it. You can only imagine just so much. But wouldn't it be nice if you were an infinite being to really, and you knew everything, to be able to truly be able to experience the story of life. Pretty much that's the way it went down. You decided long ago, which is right now, this moment, that you wanted to play a game, to learn a lesson, and you're here. Your free will, you decide to come here and have an experience. Not knowing what you know. To only remember what you had to forget to enter the game. Everything. See? And then from that point, a person that knows everything and may have had a great ego and status in a position of knowing everything. What else can I learn? I'm infinite. I know it all. It's right there. What else can I learn? How to see it in a different light. Think about it. The simplicity of life is two energies may enter a collective or a container, a place, an establishment. A man and a woman enter an establishment. The man being the positive, woman being the negative. Talking about polarity. It doesn't mean a woman is negative. But you got to understand this self. You got to know that self for this to make sense. What is this? It's a positive signal. Positive signal is what? Your cross, human body. From the top of the cross, your head, or the top of the plus sign, the head, the arms, torso, and the legs. The plus sign or the cross. You. All right? So when you got it all together, you got it going. To bring it together, that's balance. That's why it feels so good when a man and a woman come together. They have that energy, positive and negative polarity. It matches, it grows, especially when it resonates good and strong. They especially got two people that are willing to go it alone. And even when they do see something that's bright and maybe not so shiny just yet. But they observe the seasons as they pass by. And they start to understand the core being of this entity, person, place, or thing. It's all names, words. She sees this person in a different light, and he sees her in a different light as well. Two humans, man, woman, together, resonate and collide, creating life, matter. Beautiful moments manifest, all from a thought to look over here, intuition, destiny, arrive, right on time, but not before. It sounds like faith, don't it? Projected forecasts. And you see the patterns, and you can predict that if this pattern continues, this will happen. But if this obstacle comes in the way, then this could derail what's on the track. But to rise above, to ascend, takes you above the track. And now it's not just a linear path where you have all these obstacles. You rise above like an eagle over to the terrain. And you see it truly in a different light. You see that love failed because love didn't see that love needs to recognize itself to exist. And if you don't recognize the love that's in you first, how can you truly grasp the love of another? So can someone love in an instant? You have to love yourself first for that to manifest. Because you have to recognize that love exists. In any version. A multiverse of thoughts. Now you're starting to understand how to dance. A wonderful story called Your Mind. Many of thoughts pass by, but this thought resonates better with you. And you follow that thought, that feeling, and that feeling allows you to be as honest as you ever been. Not trying to make it happen, but present in your own life. And observing what comes by and coalescing with what resonates with you most in your heart. That's life. That's life in love with this divine moment and knowing that you are a part of the moment. And so is everything else when they learn to resonate with moment. Monad. Monad. Moment. Moment. The great power is this moment. The monad. The great power behind it all is human thought in the monad. The moment. Take all the mystical stuff off of it. Connect with the moment. Be the moment. Become the moment. And then you are everything in the moment.